What a treat for those on the far side of the stadium. Got a rail cam on both sides of this state-of-the-art athletics facility. As is always the case now that we have 3 semi-finals. It's the first 2 in each, plus 2 non-automatic qualifiers. Tanya Gaither of Bahamas has made the final in London and Doha, and she showed real character in the heats of the 2 because she was disqualified and bitterly disappointed to be so in the semis of the 1. Chechincha Bicha, 3rd in heat 6, the Australian. She's a law student. Wanjinga Kambunji in 6. Brimming with confidence, the world indoor champion over 60, 10.91 in the 100 final, and a bronze medalist in this event in Doha. She will absolutely believe she can make the final. So too will Shericka Jackson. A bronze in Doha over the 400, but what a successful transfer to the 100 metres. Bronze in Tokyo, silver in Eugene. This arguably her best distance. Same can be said for Jenna Brandini. She's been a great servant to US track and field for a long time. 21.89, 3rd in the US champs this year. Saini produced a national record, 21.98 in the heats for Niger. African champion. Chukwuma, twice an African junior champion. Still only 20, 2nd in the national championships for Nigeria. And Gina Bass on the inside in lane 1, the first Gambian to make a 200 final. That was in 2019. Flag bearer for her country at the Rio Olympic Games. Bass, Gambia in 1. Chukwuma of Nigeria in 2. Saini, Niger in 3. Prandini, USA 4. Jackson, Jamaica 5. Kambunji, Switzerland in 6. Bicha, Australia 7. And Gaither on the outside for the Bahamas. This is a lineup just about good enough to be the final, but only 2 of these women are guaranteed to be there. Such is the quality of this first semi-final of the women's 200 metres. Looks pretty even at the moment. Good running by Kambunji, and now Shericka Jackson coming up onto the Swiss athlete's shoulder. Prandini's in 3rd at the moment. Saini has a little bit to do. Look at Shericka Jackson pulling away here. This is a great run by the Jamaican. She's already easing up as everybody else ties up. Saini might have come through and denied Prandini the 2nd automatic spot on the line. And listen to the time. 21.68, and she was easing up with 50 metres to go. She has come here with 1 goal in mind. She should have been in the final in Tokyo, made tactical mistakes by easing down too soon in the heats. She's here for gold, and that was an incredible declaration of intent.
She was making sure that there was no doubt about it. Saini had a very good run coming on at the end, and that's what you talk about. You have to keep running through the finish line, especially in races like this, because you don't know who's going to make it.
22.04 for Saini. Kambunji, a national record, 22.05, but incredibly, at 22.05, she'll have to wait and see. She ran so well round the bend, so well. But Shericka Jackson, 21.67. She's easing down with 50 metres to go. Okay, I shouldn't say this, but I am.
Okay.
The world record is 21.34. It's not impossible, is it?
No.
On the quality of what we've seen here,
Yes.
she can go a lot faster than 21.67. I think it's on.
Call what you see. Like you said, she got out. She made it no question that I'm going to get out and I'm going to control the race. And when you can slow down running at 21.68, where can you go when you actually put the whole race together? She got out, and she's comfortable. I don't know if she's actually getting out, to be honest. You know, she's comfortable in there. She's working the curve. She's relaxing and moving. And I think when you relax, sometimes people tense up when they're running these races and they go slower. She's relaxing and still going forward in an easy pace.
Wow. What a time by Shericka Jackson. 21.67. Saini denying Kambundji by 100th of a second. She and Prandini might go through, you know, with 22.05 and 22.08. Let's wait and see. Well, we got all sorts of gadgets and wizardry going on at this year's World Championship, courtesy of those behind the scenes. Let's have a Jackson's heat map. She's halfway down. It's done in lane order. Hits top speed at 35.8, but look at this line. A little dip, but that was because she could afford to ease down. So that shows us she was easing down from 120 onwards and still ran within half a second of the world record. Do you think it's on?
I think it's on. I think it's been on. We've just been waiting for the final.
For the Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson-Herah goes in lane 6 of this second semi-final. She will be fully aware that Shericka Jackson has just scorched her way to a 21.67. And this is equally loaded. Big names are going to miss out here. Mmechi Ngwatcha, African Junior bronze medalist in 2019. She's on the outside. PB this season might need another. Victoria Rosa, 3 times a South American champion, 26 years of age. She will have to go out very, very hard because behind her is the Olympic champion, the second fastest woman in history over the 200 metres, and a big crowd pleaser. Finally got herself a World Championship medal over the 100, but it was bronze and she's used to gold. Beatrice Masalingi, World Junior silver medalist last year over the 1 and the 200 metres. Still a teenager and very, very fast. She will fancy she can get out and stay out ahead of the defending champion Dina Asher-Smith. 4th in the 100, but ran 10.83. It's been a slow-ish season by her own high standards, but that time in the 1 tells you she's peaking at the right time for the 2. Tamara Clark, she won heat 4 to come through. 22.27. She's the fourth fastest in the world this year. 21.92, her best time. Gabay, PB in May, and just a 10th of a second slower than that, making it through the heats. And Odiong of Bahrain, the Asian champion over the 1 and the 2, swaps from lane 8 for the heats to lane 1 for the semis. And she looks like she's ready to fire, doesn't she?
She does. She gave us the dance yesterday and got through, and she gave us another one.
Odiong, Bahrain in 1, Gabay, Côte d'Ivoire in 2, Clark, USA in 3, Asher-Smith, the defending champion, 4, Masalingi, Namibia in 5, Thompson-Herah, the Olympic champion in 6, Rosa, Brazil 7, Ngwatcha, Nigeria on the outside in lane 8. Another truly staggering lineup, and only 2 of these women guaranteed a place in the final. Jackson ran 21.67 in the first. Who's taking the honours here in the second, and how fast will it be? Well, there's no room for tactics here because the lineup is just too good. Thompson-Herah out in 6 has gone out well, and so too Dina Asher-Smith. But it's the Olympic champion who has the edge over the defending champion. Thompson-Herah with a very composed piece of running here, but Dina Asher-Smith is coming. Thompson-Herah just needs to make sure. Ooh, now Thompson-Herah might have finished 3rd there because the American Tamara Clark came through. Asher-Smith is very close on the line with Thompson-Herah. Now I think it was a case of the Olympic champion easing up and perhaps not realising that the American was coming through on the inside. 21.95 for Clark. I think Asher-Smith managed to outdip Thompson-Herah, which means the Olympic champion will have to see if she goes through as a non-automatic qualifier. And it is coming up at the moment. Asher-Smith, 100th of a second ahead of Thompson-Herah. 21.97 for the Olympic champion, which does put her in a non-automatic spot. But she would have expected to make sure. Was she tired, or did she miscalculate the American coming through on the inside because she thought it was going to be her and Asher-Smith?
I think she miscounted, but like we talked about, when you get here, Tamara Clark is a young athlete. She has nothing to lose and everything to gain, and you have to be willing to basically pull every muscle in your body to get to that next point. And if you get there or you don't get there, you will get a PR, and that's what she's doing. You got to do that every single time, and you have to run to the rounds. You can't count out anyone in a race of a caliber like this.
So at the moment, Thompson Herrold, she came around the bend and she looked comfortable, but now, all of a sudden, it gets a little bit tight and she has to start driving for the line. And it shows you, even the best, and she's a four-time individual Olympic champion, but even athletes of her caliber, if you get it ever so slightly wrong in a race of this quality,
right,
you could end up jeopardizing your place in the final.
I mean, if you think about it, if you saw what Tamara Clark did yesterday, she ran an exceptional race yesterday. So maybe you would think, oh, we kind of talked about that. Did she go all out and did she run and did she, shoot her wad, so to speak? And people would think that. But these coaches are training these athletes to do what they're supposed to do. You do more than that in practice. 5 minutes, you come back. So she's able to do that.
And again, it underlines the quality of global women's sprinting at the moment. This is a semi-final, not the final, and the first three have gone inside 22 seconds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is. That's the state of where our sport is right now, and it's a great thing to see. It really is a great thing to see. And hopefully, Elaine Thompson-Herrold will make it in on time.
You would think that a time like 21.97 would be good enough for a non-automatic spot, but she'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
Tamara Clark out-dipping Asher Smith, who out-dipped Thompson Herrold. The Olympic champion will have to wait and see, but she'll probably be okay with 21.97. Rosa, an area record in fourth. So Thompson Herrold is third up from the bottom, so 36.10. So she hits peak form, or peak speed rather, at about sort of 30 metres or so. Now watch Clark, third from the top, who came through to take it. Yep. Good running from Clark and Asher Smith. That was tight. 95, 96, 97.
And that's what we said. Everybody decelerates like we talked about in the 100. It's the person that decelerates the slowest that ends up being the fastest. And that's what we see in Clark right there.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce on the track. The new tune from Beyonce booming on the PA system. Both iconic figures for different reasons. Shelly-Ann goes in 6 with Abby Steiner, one of the fastest in the world this year with that 21.77. She ran 21.77 on this unfolding. Then we've got the men's 200 semis, and we've got 2 blue ribbon events to round off the programme. The men's 15, followed by the men's 4 hurdles with Varholm, Benjamin and Dos Santos, the gold, silver and bronze medalists from last year. Back to the here and now. Fraser-Pryce, 5 world titles over 100 metres, the only athlete, male or female, in history to win 4 Olympic medals in the 100 metres. 2 golds, a silver and a bronze. Beyonce still booming on the PA, but I'm sure they'll turn it down as these women prepare to concentrate. Dalia Kadari is on the outside, the European Under-23 champion last year for Italy. Just outside PB shape this year. What a task facing her from the outside lane. She looks a little bit nervous, and you can understand why. Ida Karstoff to smash the national record for Denmark again and again and again this year. She won Oslo and was third in Stockholm. She might need another one, judging by who is on the lane inside. Let's listen to the reception. She's an icon, and they love her here as much as their own athletes. Fraser-Pryce in 6. Steiner, NCAA champion, the second fastest woman in the world this year. A brilliant 21.77 to take the US title. She's been swapping great times on the NCAA circuit with Favour Ofili, who represents Nigeria, World Junior Bronze last year, and African Games silver medalist in 2019. She's a really good 400 metre runner as well, so watch her come through late. Soares of Ecuador, now based in Portugal, South American champion over the 1 and the 2. Vesely of Germany goes second from the inside. Twice a national champion, she came through Heat 1 yesterday. And Joella Lloyd set her PB here, so she loves this track. Studies at the University of Tennessee. Representing Antigua and Barbuda, she came through just inside 23 seconds yesterday. So Lloyd, Antigua in 1, Vesely, Germany 2, Soares, Ecuador 3, Ofili, Nigeria 4, Steiner, USA 5, Fraser Price, Jamaica in 6, Karstoff, Denmark 7, Kadari, Italy on the outside in 8. Watch for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price to start quickly, third from the left-hand side. She's on the left of your picture there with Steiner on the right, one of this year's outstanding performers. Are they the two coming through automatically for the final? Fraser-Price has been working on her starts this season, not that she needed to, and there's the evidence. She goes sweeping past Karstoff. She's clear here and she's left Steiner and the rest for dust. Fraser-Price has already got a gap of some 5 or 6 metres. The crowd are roaring. The Jamaican now beginning to ease up. Steiner's having to work hard for second place ahead of a Philly. 21.83. It's not the 21.67 that we saw from Jackson in the first, but in its own way, that was equally as impressive. Her start is unrivaled. Unrivaled. Steiner has had a brilliant season and she was left for dead at the beginning of that race.
Your goal in the 200 is to eat up the stagger as soon as possible, and I would say by step 3, she was gone. She was gone. That's what it's about.
Rounded down to 21.82. Steiner 22.15 of Philly, who's had a great season, the Nigerian. She will miss out because that second heat was so quick. Thompson Hera with 21.97 will go through. So the Olympic champion will make it.
You take a look at her. That was step 2. She was already gone. She was doing actually, she's eating up the stagger on both of them that are on the outside of her. And now when she comes off the curve, she knows she's in great position and she can start to slow it down a little bit, but still being mindful of where she is and who might come up on her at the end.
Thompson Hera will be joined by Kambunji in the final. I know that will bring you great joy because you love watching Kambunji.
I do.
Rewarded with a national record, 22.05 is good enough. So Kambunji, the world indoor champion, makes it into the final, and so does the Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson Hera. But the final's going to be fascinating because I think Jackson can run a breathtaking feel the pressure if Fraser-Price gets out in the final as she did there in the semi.
And she's going to get out. Everybody's going to get out. That's the whole goal. I mean, we don't know what lanes they're going to have yet, but that will tell a story too. They're going to have to get out and have the best starts of all of them.